It's Chris here today from Huck Owens Equipment. Today's video we're going to be taking a snowblower off an LX2610 as well as a quick hitch, taking it right off and putting it right on to show you how it's done. So step number one after you bring your tractor in is to lift up your blower, because you're going to be wanting to put that stand down on the side so that's easy to, well, that's nicely balanced. So after that you're going to put the blower back down. Again, you don't have to start your tractor or anything, just right back down. What you're going to be doing at that point is taking all the hydraulic pressures off, so moving your loader joystick around so that it takes all the pressure out of the lines. So you're going to be pulling the big pin on the left and right hand side. So you move the two pins, and then the big lever there is releasing your PTO shaft there. Uncoupling it is a good word to use on that. So after you uncouple the PTO, you're going to be firing up your tractor and putting your joystick down so that you take all the pressure off. It is now completely removed the blower from the quick hitch. Now it's just going to be your hydraulic lines. Again, at this point you'll want to take the hydraulic pressure off your loader. And so it is all 4 hoses at this time. And again, 2 hoses are for up, down, and then there is the hydraulic rotate left to right. And at this point too, you could have the hydraulic deflector as well, the optional hydraulic deflector, and then there's going to be probably an electrical line that you have to disconnect at that point. And you can see he's taking all the hoses out of the holders. In this case, they run through the gold holders there, make it so they don't get caught or anything or get in the way. So the next step now is everything has been disconnected from the snowblower. So he's going to back up a little bit further away, and then we're going to be taking the quick hitch off. So at this point you take the PTO off. It's again just easy to disconnect one end, it slides off. Again, whenever you're putting the hydraulic lines up, you want to make sure they're in and out of the ground. You don't want them stuck up, and it's nice to wrap them around. Sometimes you may want to put a Ziploc bag over them or something just to keep the moisture out. It makes it easier come next year or whatever to put it back on. So now jumping back to the quick hitch here. So we remove the PTO shaft. Now we're going to jump to the next step here. We're removing a nice big pin underneath there, a nice long shafted pin. You see that lets the back swing down, and then you're going to be kind of doing the exact same thing at the front as there's a nice long pin again. Just keep everything free. And you'll see there he just put his hand on the front there to help put the swing down. So just kind of keep your hands clear of that. It does swing down a little bit whenever you remove that last pin. And then the last step here is just going to be lifting it off and setting it down. And you are now completely disconnected from the tractor with your quick hitch. So that's how you properly remove your quick hitch and snowblower from an LX tractor. So now we're going to jump right to doing the reverse and installing it now on your tractor. Now we have a LX snowblower, front snowblower here that we have removed, and we're going to be putting it back on now, going step by step to show you how it's properly done. So first step is to lift up the quick hitch and put the 2 hooks on each tab there. Again, whenever it's the first time, it's always a little bit extra paint on there. It can kind of be a little bit difficult to slide on and off. So now you're going to take the long gold pin, and it goes at the front. Again, you're going to see that he's pressed his hand on the front to swing it down so that the holes all line up. Make sure you put the pin on the one side so everything's locked in place for you. And same idea, you move around to the back, and a long silver pin, a little bit thicker, goes in the back. And again, you're going to lift up on the bottom to kind of line up all those holes, and then it slides in. And same idea, put your clip in on the far side. Okay, so now we're going to put the PTO shaft on. Again, it's pretty clear which end goes on which. Again, a tabbed end that you can pull back on goes at the far end of the tractor, and the bigger, thicker end on the front. Yeah, and anytime you deal with splines, it can be a little bit tricky. So take your time, they just slide on. You shouldn't have to force it or anything. Now you do with the collared end at the back of the tractor, and again, it just slides right on. So again, shouldn't have to fight with it, other than lining up the splines can be a little bit tricky and sometimes not agree with yourself. So at this point, your quick hitch is now completely installed. It's just a matter of hooking up a couple hydraulic lines. Again, you want to put them through the gold holder there just to kind of clean up and they don't get caught on anything. And all the hydraulic lines are color coded, so it's pretty easy to line them up. So white with white, yellow with yellow, and so forth. So again, these first two lines that he's hooked up, again, if you ever run into it where your lines won't go on, is again, move your loader controls back and forth all around to release the pressure from both sides. At this point too, if it has been quite a while since those hydraulic lines have been put on, you may have to relieve the pressure, whether it's with a punch on the inside or whatnot, as pressure can build up over the month of its sitting. So just be mindful of that. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to get them on. So just double check your pressures. So at this point, you're going to start up your tractor to line up into your snowblower. Again, this can be kind of a two-person job depending on what you're doing. Again, we've just removed it so everything is lined up. Okay, so once you're lined up, you drive the tractor in, get the two hooks on the two tabs, and now you're going to put the left and right hand side silver pin in. Nice, quick and simple, as long as everything's lined up. Sometimes you could run into it where things aren't going to line up perfectly for you, and it takes a little bit of playing. Sometimes you have to back out the tractor in it again to hook it up. So, but quick and simple. And again, after that, then we're going to install the next set of lines. At this point, sometimes you have to remove your hydraulic pressures depending on what you've done. Again, on lowering and lifting things and installing your hydraulic rotate. And always try and put them in the gold holder there. It just makes life a little bit simpler and don't have to worry about the hydraulic lines getting caught on anything. And always check that your ends are clean and everything. That makes life easy to take it on and off. And then last one is you're going to want to line up your PTO shaft here and move the handle forward on it. So. And then last step is, again, so this one gets forgotten quite a bit, is to lift your stand there, because it just kind of tuck it out of the way while you're using it. So that's how you take the blower on and off, depending on what time you're at. One thing you're going to want to watch for is as soon as you turn this on, you could hear a little bit of a snap there of the PTO engaging at that point. Again, as there is a little bit of slack to come out of that. So just be mindful of that, but everything is hooked up properly and you're good to go for whatever time of year you're looking for. So if you did enjoy today's video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, please leave them down below. Thank you.